Are you looking for help for your food addiction and you don't know where to start? Welcome to the series, The Food Addiction Frontlines, where we uncover the expertise and services available for overcoming food addiction. I'm Dr. Vera Tarman, an addiction physician specializing in sugar and ultra-processed food addiction. In each 15-minute episode, we'll meet leading experts making a difference in this field. They will share their journey, their training, and the unique services that they provide so that you can find the treatment that is best for you. Today, we speak with Lucy Still. Welcome, Lucy.
Hi, everybody. Lovely to be here.
Let's start with what inspired you to specialize in food addiction treatment?
Thank you. Yeah. So, like many of us, came from my own experience, my own sort of longing and need to find an answer, the key to all this. I noticed when I was little that when no one was looking, I'd be sneaking into the cupboards, helping myself. My sisters would keep their Easter eggs for weeks, and mine would be gone as soon as I got them. So as time went on, I became a bit more self-conscious about my body and started dieting when I was a teenager. And I soon realized that it was actually this hand getting the food and putting it in my mouth. And that's the bit that I wanted to, that was a key that I wanted to search for. And I knew that was coming from here. So that led me 30 years later, exploring lots of things. Yeah.
You mentioned how you came from the intuitive eating field.
One of the first books I read in my late teens was Food Was Love. That was all about that. And so I understood that was the emotions that was driving the behavior. And I was like, okay, I know the emotions. I probably know why, what's going on. And then I started working or finding, exploring about intuitive eating. And I went really deep into that mindfulness and was working with clients using that program. But I still wasn't figuring it out myself and was still eating the sugar and still eating the carbs and still searching what is going on. Why can't I just get into the brain and sort this out? I was rejecting the food addiction. I wanted to eat what I wanted. It's what it is about. Why am I just a normal eater? Everybody else eats that. What about me? And I felt really out of place there. And then I finally found that missing piece of the puzzle, and that was high processed, all those foods that I was going for. Because we don't really get addicted to the beans and rice. And I went very plant-based for a while and started eating much more meat, went on a bit of a carnivore keto kind of journey, and found that, yeah, I was addicted to carbs, and that was the missing bit. So there was a bit, the psychology,
Yeah.
a bit of the intuitive eating too, but it was the substance I was using.
What kind of training and qualifications did you get for the food addiction field?
I started as a teacher, but I knew that there was something more. I had to explore more. And I didn't go down the psychology route. I felt like it was a bit heavy with the analysis. I really wanted to get into having interventions that went into the subconscious. So I went down the hypnotherapy world, NLP, working with kind of psychosomatic interventions more. So I was really about that. Let's get in there and sort it out. So all the way down, now I use a lot of EFT, but a lot of mindfulness still. If you've heard of Brittany Watkins, became a coach there, became a primal health coach as well. So I've got a lot in my toolbox. And I did look to do some very formal qualifications, but at that time they were using, oh yeah, those people over there. It was a very medical format and it really didn't appeal. Yeah, so I didn't go down that route.
What are the services that you provide for people with food addiction?
Yeah, I do one-to-one. I'm mixing it up. So I'm starting with a 4-week intensive sugar busting program. And then there'll be other support on beyond that as well. Some groups in the community, but online as well.
You're doing one-on-one and group work as well.
I am, yeah.
Do you want to say something about the Sugarbusting program?
Yeah, I look at what we're eating, so the substance, why we're eating it. So the substance is a metaphor. Why the connections? Why is it that we've chosen the food and other people haven't? What's going on in the brain? And we're changing the data that's going on there. So it's not about using willpower, but really going in and changing that. And then looking at how we eat as well, because we often ignore that bit about what's going on around us, and are we walking around eating quickly and just not connecting to the food. When I work in a group, I really go through a program where we encompass all that. When I'm working one-to-one, it really goes deep dive into those personal issues that may have caused them to have the addiction.
What would you consider your strengths?
I think personally, my personal experience in that, and I have a very deep resistance to lots of things. And I think that has made me have a deeper understanding of the way people think and the way people behave. And therefore, I have so many different things I can custom and bring to that individual, starting from where they're at.
Anything unique about what you provide in comparison to other people in the food addiction field?
Yeah, I'm always looking around and seeing what's there. And I see lots of focus either on the food or lots of focus on the psychology, and but not so much as all encompassing the biopsychosocial dynamic. I think it's the hardest niche to work in because it has so many nooks and crannies. So I think my experience and what I've learned and working with clients is just giving me that extra, that, that extra additional skills that I can bring to my clients.
Is the hypnotherapy and NLP a major part of your practice?
I do more of a waking hypnotherapy. So I find that many people that have addictive natures towards food are quite analytical in their minds. And hypnotherapy, unless somebody's really tuned in, it doesn't always work. So I will use that. I use something called BWRT, which I find works really well, and then something else called matrix reimprinting, which really just goes back into the subconscious and heals trauma through the mind.
The unique part of your work is that you look a lot at the unconscious aspect of food addiction.
Absolutely. Yeah.
What about when people come to you with other coexisting conditions like depression, anxiety, ADHD, eating disorders? What do you do?
Yeah. And they are all part of it, I think. I personally thought, well, I had this eating issue and I didn't realize until I stopped dieting that it was actually, I was using food to manage my anxiety. And so because I have the therapeutic aspect to my learning, that means that I can also help people with the anxiety, with depression. I tend not to work with people who undereat.
Mm.
So if they have a diagnosis of anorexia, I tend not to eat with them because there's a whole different mindset that comes with that.
Do you involve family or other support systems into your work?
Yeah, that's interesting. I don't unless I'm asked. If my client is under 18, I will invite the family in. The under 18-year-old very rarely wants them in. And if it's sometimes a mother or a grandmother would reach out, and I want them to have some work too, some therapy work as well, because otherwise you can do some great work in the consulting room and then your client goes back out into their home life. They get back into patterns very quickly. So I'm open to it.
How do you take care of yourself? How do you not get in the way of your work? What kind of self-care strategies do you use?
Yeah. As like you have to keep diving deep into your own stuff so you don't get in the way. I have a coach who I'm working with, and I also do swaps with a lot of other therapists. And so we can really home in on different issues that might be getting in the way.
How can people find out more about you and your services?
Thank you. Yeah, I'm quite lively on Facebook, not so much on Instagram, but I'm going to share the link with you and put it underneath this so people can reach out, maybe get on the waiting list or just book in for a one-to-one, just have a consultation. So there'll be a little form there to fill in. And then during a consultation, totally no obligation, just having a chat, where someone's at, see what I can do to help. I'll give you the link and we can put it below this.
Is there anything that I haven't asked you that you would like to say about your program, to showcase your program?
Yeah, just that we're not to blame in this. There's so much out there that can provide us or give us the promises of what to do and how to find that solution. It doesn't always stick. So I would say, don't blame yourself. Do reach out. Keep looking for what there is that just completely aligns. If it's me, I'm here for you, and let's get on a call.
Any last words of hope to give somebody who's listening?
Yeah, it can be a bumpy journey, and we jump in really excited, say, for example, with certain programs, and then it gets more difficult and we back off. But with this work and with the work I do, it starts bumpy and then we get empowered. That's what I want for people, is to just feel stronger and without this kind of feeling out of control and crazy messed up head. And so that the habits just become, I'm going to work with the subconscious, so the habits will just be there. The new ones will be there. It won't be an effort. And really, that's what I want for people.
Thank you so much, Lucy. I really appreciate your time today.
It's been great being here. Thank you.
Big sugar is the enemy, corrupting the minds of the teens, expelling you not to foresee. Your body's your temple, your mind is your key to a life tapped into happiness. Have it, don't dream it, if only you could see